time for the Super Six, sponsored by DraftKings Sportsbook. Game involved this week is the Cardinals and the Niners, and the Super Six question is going to be what will the result of the game be? What will the result of the game be, if I can actually get it out in English for the first time? Niners to win by 8 points or more, or Arizona to cover the number as well. Niners right now looking like in the actual betting world, we're looking Niners -7 is where it is in most spots. Total is up to 50 now in a couple of places, including DraftKings 49.5 with you, John. I actually like the Niners team total over here is how I played this game. Because you like that, Will?
Stealing my thunder, man. Yeah, let's just move on to the next game. No, go ahead, John.
Arizona's defense is just as bad as we thought they'd be this year.
And that's the thing. And the Niners have the short week next week going to Seattle, so I could see them maybe getting up big in this game, and then maybe the Cardinals, who were non-competitive last week against Washington, getting a couple points late, but. Niners outside of CMC are getting pretty healthy. So you said you have the Ravens number 1 right now. Do you have the Niners 2 or the Chiefs 2, John?
It's a mix of those three teams. The Niners, when healthy, are just as good as anybody else, obviously. That's a good question. I don't trust Kansas City. So I think I'd probably put 49ers ahead of Kansas City.
Yeah, there was a time when Arizona played well in this matchup against the 49ers, like 2018, 19, 20. They would, win a lot of these games when it was Kingsbury, but that is long ago. If you look at the last 4 or 5 matchups, the points scored for San Francisco, and it plays to your team total over Bear, it's 45, 35, 38, 38. I think the San Francisco team total over is the only way I'd play this year.
John, does your power rankings change if McCaffrey doesn't play this season? He now double Achilles tendon issues, went to Germany to get some treatment, probably some stem cells, some PRP there. Let's say he doesn't play this year or plays a little bit and is out for the postseason because he gets hurt again. Does that change your power rankings on the Niners at all?
A little bit, Geoff. Not a whole lot, though. I mean, I know McCaffrey's a great player. I know he won Offensive Player of the Year and all that, but he's still only a running back. So, I mean, you're probably talking about half a point, maybe 1 point at the very most. I don't know how much it matters. I know that sounds crazy because he's a great player. I don't mean to be disrespectful to him. I have a lot of respect for him as a player, but I don't think it makes as much of a difference as the general public would think it does.
I mean, Jordan Mason has 447 yards already this season on 91 carries. Like, the run game has not missed a beat. And look, their offensive line's gotten a little bit better, which is important for not having McCaffrey there. And look, I thought when we've seen the splits of Purdy without McCaffrey in the past and it was a big difference. This year seems to have been mitigated, but Purdy's playing much better football right now, just in totality without his weapons. And we saw, I think, last season, Barry, he's playing some good football.
I made an MVP bet on him this week at 18-1, and now he's down to 14-1. I know, Will,
market mover.
We were about this during the week. It was funny. We were texting. I can't remember if it was Monday, if it was Sunday. I was laying there late and I texted you and our other buddies, like, should we be betting Purdy MVP at 18-1? Because he's been great. He's been doing it without McCaffrey. That crutch, for lack of a better word, isn't there that people can say. Samuel's been hurt. Kittle's been hurt. Like, he's been the constant. So, like, if they win 11 games or win this division, like, with so much uncertainty at the top with Mahomes and who's there, and are they going to give it to Lamar again? Josh Allen, the Bills' difficult part of the schedule is coming up. Like, Purdy 18-1 and even still 14-1 seems like a really good bet, don't you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty simple formula. It's a quarterback of a team that's going to win double-digit games, and I know they're only 2-2, and they let a couple games get away here, especially the Rams game, but they're probably going to end up with their 10, 11-plus wins, and if that's the case, if they win their 11 or 12 games or whatever, Purdy's going to be in the mix because he's going to have good stats. He takes care of the ball. He's in a friendly system where he's going to put up stats, and like you said, that narrative where it's all the other guys around him, that it takes a little bit of a hit. That gets lessened by the fact that McCaffrey's already missed games. Samuel's missed time. I'm sure he's going to miss more knowing him. I mean, these guys, Kittle, Samuel, McCaffrey, they're all great, but they're always all banged up. So look, we went down this path
Yes,
last
we
year
did.
at 22-1. We were just not even a good game away from cashing, just a decent game. A 17-14 win against Baltimore on Christmas night would have wrapped up that award, because it was a weird year where nobody put up great numbers and we got burned. And I know, I think both of us really didn't hedge with Baltimore plus
Nope.
7. So painful memory, but maybe this year we, the gambling gods repay us for what was a good bet last year. I think I had 22-1. I forget what you had, but by the way, mentioning McCaffrey, I'm starting to think he wasn't questionable week 1, because it's October and he's not going to play now until it looks like Christmas. And so, yeah, that questionable game tag that they gave him before that Monday night game against the Jets might have been a little bit misleading. I'm not sure.
They might have fabricated the truth as to he could play limited. Yeah, he limited, all right, extremely limited. As
The Cam Rising of the National Football League.
It's the camera, exactly.
Sorry,
going on that again.
Sorry, I had to say it. I had to get it in there.
Make sure you check out the Super Six presented by DraftKings Sportsbook on the Fox Sports website as well. We'll have some thoughts on our column coming up later in the week. We mentioned Josh Allen and another potential NFL MVP candidate, C.J. Stroud. Buffalo at Houston this week. Buffalo looking to bounce back from the beating in Baltimore last week. Bear Bets full episodes drop twice a week right here on the Bear Bets YouTube channel. Remember to subscribe to stay ahead of the odds, and let's celebrate all of our wins together.